We're grown. We're in our 40s. And what I think is that God somehow managed our timing so that we spent time after our long-term relationships. We both came from 10-year relationships. And we really worked on ourselves to really understand what healthy love is like.
You know, it was just always instances where I just knew that this wasn't going to work out for me, right? So I had to figure out how to change without losing it.
Jeezy and Jeannie are getting divorced, and he's the one that filed. And this isn't from like TMZ. This is from agency Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. If you followed them even a little bit, you knew them as the couple that did the work. The ones who went to therapy, healed their trauma, and showed up for each other like adults. They were grown and healed. Their words, not mine. They were the relationship goals everyone wanted, but few ever actually achieved. But here's the thing about fairy tales. Sometimes the prince is just a really good actor, because what started as a quiet, dignified split has exploded into one of the messiest, most brutal divorces Hollywood has seen in years. And Jeannie, she's done being silent. She's accusing Jeezy of using her, manipulating her, and strategically discarding her the moment he got everything he needed. This isn't just heartbreak anymore. This is war.
I swear, any woman who has been divorced in that year, you have red flags if it's not going.
Let's rewind to the moment everything shattered. Picture this. Jeannie Mai wakes up one morning, business as usual. She's out here promoting Jeezy's book, hyping him up like the supportive wife she's been from day one. And then, boom, divorce papers. No warning, no we need to talk, no heads up text, nothing. Just legal documents delivered like a package she never ordered. And here's the kicker. TMZ didn't even break the story first. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution got the scoop. That's how blindsided she was.
Loved black guys. Yeah, I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married white. Yeah, that's what I like.
Even the blogs were caught off guard. Friends close to Jeannie said she was absolutely shattered. Fans. Shock doesn't even cover it. People were in disbelief. How do you go from posting anniversary tributes to serving divorce papers overnight? The math wasn't mathing, because just weeks before this bombshell, they looked perfect. Red carpets, matching outfits, smiling for the cameras. Jeannie was out here writing Instagram captions about how proud she was of Jeezy hitting the New York Times bestsellers list. She was his biggest cheerleader, his ride or die, the woman who publicly celebrated every win like it was their shared victory. But apparently, while she was posting those captions, Jeezy was meeting with lawyers. While she was planning family dinners, he was planning his exit strategy. Sources say he'd been working on this divorce for months. Fans started calling him calculated, cold, manipulative, and Jeannie, she felt used, like she'd been cast in a movie where everyone knew the ending except her. Now, to understand why this hit Jeannie so hard, you have to understand where she was coming from. Her first marriage to Freddie Hartars ended in the most devastating way possible. He cheated on her and got another woman pregnant. That kind of betrayal doesn't just hurt, it changes you. After that, Jeannie made herself two promises. She would never remarry, and she would never have kids. She was done. She'd built walls so high no man was getting through. And then came Jeezy, calm, composed, calculated, but in a way that felt like stability, not strategy. He didn't rush her. He didn't push.
I have to tell you that getting to know Jay, you guys know him as Jeezy's Jay to me. Getting to know him has been one of the most beautiful experiences of my life.
He made her believe in love again, slowly, carefully, like someone defusing a bomb. Their relationship felt like a movie.
So I walk in, I sit down, and 4 hours later, we shut down the sushi restaurant. We had the most amazing deep talk about our greatest lessons in life, our greatest mistakes. It was super vulnerable, right? Mm-hmm. So then after that, he looks at me and he's like, yo, you wanna I don't know, I don't want to go home. Do you want to go salsa dancing with me? Wait.
Two people healing from long-term heartbreak, finding each other at just the right time. It was beautiful. It was poetic. And for Jeannie, it felt safe.
From a big family, and Jeezy's family is big, and it's like, it's just everybody. So I'm thinking you might want to add a sibling to the family. Are you looking at that? This is like the time.
So we are open to it. Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Their first date, legendary. They shut down an entire sushi restaurant and spent 8 hours talking, laughing, and salsa dancing like they were the only two people in the world. Jeannie said she knew right then he was the one, the man who would make her break every rule she'd set for herself. And she did. Less than 2 years later, they were married. She crossed boundaries she swore she'd never cross again. She chose to have his baby, a daughter named Monaco. And suddenly, everything she said she'd never do, she was was doing, but it didn't feel like compromise. It felt like choice, like love, like finally being ready. The couple looked like a fairy tale, and everyone believed it, including Jeannie. But here's where it gets twisted. While Jeannie was posting family photos, celebrating milestones, and gushing about motherhood, Jeezy was allegedly signing divorce documents. He wished her a happy Mother's Day on Instagram, publicly, for the world to see, while having already filed paperwork months before. Let that sink in. He smiled for the camera, typed out sweet captions, played the doting husband and father, all while his lawyer had the exit plan ready to go. Jeannie calls this manipulation. She says he convinced her to cross every boundary she'd set, made her believe in forever, and then left the moment he had what he needed. And honestly, the timeline backs her up. This wasn't a sudden decision. This was premeditated. Meanwhile, Jeezy's over here posting cryptic Instagram quotes about growth, healing, and moving forward. Stuff like, real growth is knowing when to let go. Fans saw it as passive-aggressive at best, gaslighting at worst. Because here's what we know. The divorce paperwork was notarized in June, but filed in September. That's months of public pretending, months of Jeannie promoting his book, supporting his career, posting their family, while he knew exactly what was coming. People started connecting the dots, and it didn't look good for Jeezy fans accused him of playing a role, using her platform, and then dipping when it was convenient. The man who preached accountability suddenly looked like he couldn't even be honest with his own wife. But then, Jeezy's team hit back hard. Rumors started circulating that Jeannie had been getting too close to her co-host, Mario Lopez. Allegedly, there were flirty texts, private moments, things that crossed the line. The internet exploded. Some people said Jeezy was just covering up his own coldness by throwing dirt on Jeannie. Others pointed to her past comments about attraction and relationships, saying maybe there was more to the story. The internet split into camps. Team Jeannie versus Team Jeezy, and both sides started playing dirty. From that point on, it was a full-blown war of words. Jeezy kept posting cryptic quotes about truth, growth, and letting the universe handle things. Jeannie started posting about betrayal, peace, and leaving chaos behind. Fans dissected every post, every old interview, every paparazzi photo. The online feud escalated fast, and suddenly this wasn't just a divorce, it was a spectacle. At first, Jeannie tried to stay calm. She posted polite messages about healing and co-parenting, but then something shifted. She realized this wasn't just heartbreak, it was humiliation. She'd been made to look like a fool on a global stage. And the more she thought about it, the angrier she got. Friends say she started venting, furious about being used emotionally and publicly. She kept saying, he made me break my own rules. And that realization, that's what lit the fuse. Jeezy started sitting for interviews, subtly framing himself as reflective, mature, wise. But fans weren't buying it. They saw the contrast between his words and the divorce timeline, and it sparked outrage. Then new details leaked. He'd hired a divorce lawyer 3 months before. Jeannie even knew there was a problem. She was completely oblivious while he was strategizing. The narrative that Jeezy was this peaceful, evolved man started crumbling. Then came the Mario Lopez rumors. Viral speculation, messy screenshots, the whole nine. Jeezy stayed silent, just kept posting those cryptic quotes. But Jeannie, she wasn't having it. She responded with fire. I see what you're doing, and I'm not scared of your version of the truth. The internet went wild. This wasn't about love anymore. This was about revenge, pride, and who could control the narrative. The divorce became a battlefield, and both sides were armed. Old clips resurfaced. Interviews got picked apart. Some accused Jeannie of using the relationship for brand moves, not genuine love. But her fans fought back, pointing to her growth, her vulnerability, her authenticity. Meanwhile, Jeezy doubled down on his self-growth persona, doing interviews where he positioned himself as the bigger person. But here's the thing about being the bigger person. It only works if people believe you, and the timeline said otherwise. Then Jeannie did something powerful. She stopped engaging. She posted cryptic, strong quotes, stopped wearing her wedding ring, unfollowed Jeezy. Her silence became her loudest statement. She posted one caption that hit hard. Sometimes peace means walking away from people who built chaos around you. Fans noticed. They saw her resilience, her strength, and slowly, the tide started turning in her favor. Because here's what it all comes down to. Jeezy secretly planned this divorce while Jeannie was out here sharing their culture, posting family trips, celebrating milestones. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was public. Jeannie built her brand on transparency, vulnerability, and love, and Jeezy used that against her. The fans went into full detective mode, dissecting posts, lip-reading interviews, building timelines. Team Jeannie versus Team Jeezy became a full-blown social media war. People speculated about tell-all books, character assassination, leaked receipts. Jeannie's reps denied infidelity. Jeezy got accused of using her healing journey as branding, and then bouncing. It was chaos. Beautiful, messy, dramatic chaos. And then Jeannie dropped a video, just her daughter playing in the yard, and a caption that broke the internet. You don't lose yourself when someone leaves you. You lose yourself when you stop believing you deserve better. Millions responded. It was raw. It was healing. It was empowering. Jeannie had officially reclaimed her narrative. Jeezy kept showing up at events, staying neutral, talking about peace. But here's the problem with that strategy. Peace doesn't trend. Pain does. And fans remembered the timeline. They remembered the betrayal. And slowly but surely, sympathy shifted toward Jeannie.